Okay. Bannock County Commissioners are back in session. I'd entertain a motion to go back into the Board of Equalization. I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Oh, sorry. I'm lost in thought here.
We have a motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Go ahead and we'll swear everybody in that is going to participate in this hearing.
Stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. So this is a hearing of the Board of Equalization under Idaho Law 63-501. The Board of County Commissioners are required to convene as the BOE. We are here to determine market value under Idaho Code 63-205. All real, personal, and operating property subject to property taxation must be assessed annually at market value for assessment purposes as of 12:01 a.m. of the first day of January in the year in which such property taxes are levied. Furthermore, under Idaho Code 63-502, the function of the Board of Equalization shall be confined strictly to assuring that market values for assessed purposes of property has been found by the assessor, and to the functions provided for in Chapter 6, Title 63 of Idaho Code relating to exemptions from taxation. It is hereby made the duty of the Board of Equalization to enforce and compel a proper classification and assessment of all property required under the provisions of the title to be entered on the property roll, and in so doing, the Board of Equalization shall examine the rolls and shall rise or cause to be raised or lower or cause to be lowered the assessment of any property which in the judgment of the board has not been properly assessed. The taxpayer shall have the burden of proof in seeking affirmative relief to establish that the determination of the assessor is erroneous, including the determination of assessed value. The preponderance of the evidence shall suffice to sustain the burden of proof. We're here to discuss the market value of the property, the condition, the state, or information that is relevant to this topic. This is fact and not conjecture or things you may think. We are not here to discuss taxes, past grievances, policy, personnel, personal income, or other issues. If you do not stick to the discussion as requested, your time will be reclaimed. The process will be that you'll be given 3 minutes. The white light will come on. When the yellow light comes on, there's 1 minute left. When the red light goes off, your time is up. And then we'll see if there's any questions from the assessor, and then the assessor will be given 3 minutes and we'll answer questions, and then we'll have a discussion as the board. Be kind, direct all questions or comments to the board. If your conduct is out of line, you will be warned, and if it continues to be out of line, we'll have you escorted out of the building by the marshals. All right, go ahead and say who you are so it's on the record, and then your 3 minutes will begin.
Andy Holmes, 111 Fairway Circle, Pocatello, Idaho. So I'm coming here to appeal my property tax because I did an assessment of a group of 11 homes on my street. These are all homes that are on the golf course side of Fairway Circle, ranging from 107 Fairway Circle down to 161 Fairway Circle. I discovered that, and I've been noticing that my property tax has been going up quite drastically since 2019. In 2020 it went up 34%, 21 it went up 26%, 22 6, 23 it went down 8, with a 4-year average of 58% increase, which the group that I studied had a 28% increase in tax. Now, granted, I could not access the property values. I could only go by what the parcel viewer had information for me, which was the taxes. So I'm assuming that the taxes are in proportion with the property values, or pretty close. I know that there's some homeowners exemptions and other things, but in summary, I have over the last 4 years, or 5 years, homes have increased in value 23% on average in this group. My home has increased 64%, which is a 41% over the norm for these 11 homes. And the Exhibit 1 that you can see states that my property tax over a 5-year period is the second highest on that street. One exceeds my house, and that's a rental house, which they don't get the homeowner's exemption, so that's kind of taken for granted. But I would like to review this and see if we can get it back down to where it should be, in my opinion.
Okay, any questions? Okay,
Not yet.
your 3 minutes begin now.
Okay. As far as the tax portion, I can't help with that. I can help with the values. And when I spoke with him, he had stressed some concern of the values. After further review of the parcel, first off, it actually went down from last year. It went down $51,037. But upon further review and another discussion with him, I found that there was an effective age applied that we need to adjust, and we did adjust that, and it went down another $67,649, which is a total of, from 23 to 24, it dropped the value of $118,686. After we did that, I was able to provide reasonable comps. His being a subject property, all have very similar acreage, same type, house type, and 2 of the comparables actually don't have garages, which would be valued a little higher. But his was coming in at $108 dollars per square foot. So comp number 1 was coming in a little higher at $112 dollars per square foot. Similar square footage, actually a little less. Comparable 2 is coming in slightly higher at $124. And those 2 homes actually were pretty similar in build as well, with the garage. That was coming in at $124 per square foot. And then comparable 3, again, similar style house, was coming in above his at $111 per square foot. So it puts them right at more equitable now that we removed the effective age. And I just ask that you go with the assessor's recommendation of updating the effective age, and he should be in compliance and good now.
So do you have questions about anything that was just stated? And you're talking to us, not them.
First of all, I'm assuming you're Jason. Okay, so I have been working with Jason. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for that.
I understand that my property went down 50,000. What was it again, Jason?
51037.
5103. I think that's fine, but in comparison, everybody else's probably did too. So I'm thinking that is not really. Yeah, it's nice that it went down, but that everybody got that cut. Thank you for finding that what you did. I just am looking at a trend line in my neighborhood that's I'm 41% over the average home increase in value, and I would like to bring it back down to the average at least.
Well, and honestly, after looking at this, I believe that they have. I mean, they've come down $100,000 this year in the offers that are right here.
What has come down?
Well, you got a notice, and that notice you got was $48,400 or $484,445. That's what your assessment was this year, correct? Last year it was $53,504, are $535,482. And with the adjustments that he just done again, you went from $484,000 to $416,000. So, I mean, that's $100,000 worth of adjustments this year, which brings you in line with everybody else that's in your neighborhood.
Okay, well, I do not have the access to information of what everybody else is putting
Well.
down, but I can only assume. I don't know.
And I'm just telling you that you're back down to your 2021 values. So, in the last 3 years, we've taken that off the books, basically. So, okay.
So I was just gonna ask if he has looked, because we have left the current year values out on Parcel Viewer this year, which we have not in the past. So if you get on Parcel Viewer through the Bannock County website, you should be able to access those values to see what your neighbors are. So
So you're saying that the new values are in the,
they are, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, well,
I looked at mine and I could have swore it was last year's, but anyways, if that's
okay.
the case.
John, any questions?
No, it seems like, what I'm looking at here, it seems like they have reduced it in an appropriate way.
Like I said, they've come down $100,000. That's a lot of, that's a lot of value, so.
That year we had in there was really,
Because what's the number right now? Instead of 484, it's 400 what? 416, right?
796.
Which is almost what it was in 2021.
Yeah, that's
It's
quite a-
actually
quite a
coming
bit
in
of a
slightly
reduction.
lower than the comparables, but they usually do, so.
Okay. All right. John, any questions?
Nope.
Hey, do you have a motion? You want me to make a motion?
I'll move that we uphold the assessor's recommendation.
The adjusted
Yes, the
recommendation,
adjusted with this 100,000 or whatever reduction.
which would be $416,796, and that coming off the improvements.
Right. Do I have to read the RP and all that stuff?
You
This is
can,
for-
just to have it on there, yes.
RPRPFWE 002200.
So we have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So, like I say, there's been 100,000 taken off this. If you're not satisfied with that, you have the ability to appeal to the state. You'll get a letter here in about 30 days that will tell you the process that happened here and tell you what the steps are for the next process. And with that being said, we'd consider this hearing open.